I told myself I'd do it tomorrow, say what needed to be said, fix what I broke. But tomorrow has a way of disappearing, especially when you need it most. And when I finally realized that, it was already too late. I'm 62 years old, and I spent most of my life believing time was something I could manage, like a schedule, like a budget, like I had any control over it at all. I didn't lose a marriage. I didn't lose a job. I lost my son, not to death, to distance, the kind that builds so slowly you don't notice it happening. Until one day you're sitting across from him and you realize you don't actually know him, and he doesn't know you either. Marcus is 34 now. He has a daughter, my granddaughter, Lily. She turned 3 in February. I've met her twice. That's not his fault. That's mine. I was there, technically, in the house. At some events, I paid for everything, and I told myself that counted. Maybe it does, but it's not what he needed. What he needed, I kept postponing. Not because I didn't care. I think I did. I just cared about other things more. There was always a reason. Work, fatigue, next weekend, next summer. Things never slowed down. I made sure they didn't, because when things slow down, you have to sit with yourself. And I wasn't good at that. He was 7 when he stopped asking me to come to his games. 7. I didn't notice for weeks. And when I did, I told myself it was normal. Kids grow up. They stop needing you. I needed to believe that. By his teens, we had something that looked like a relationship. Polite, easy, distant. We didn't push each other. So nothing broke, but nothing grew either. Here's the truth I avoided for years. I made a choice, over and over again, to give my attention to what felt urgent instead of what actually mattered. And he saw that. He just stopped expecting anything different. He moved away, built a life. And I stayed where I was, thinking I still had time. I called him about a year ago, said I wanted to talk. Not about anything specific, just talk. We set a day, and I remember thinking, this is it. We're fixing this. One call, one conversation, 25 years undone. That's what I believed. But when we spoke, he wasn't waiting. He wasn't relieved. He was careful, polite, measured, like someone deciding how much of himself it was safe to give. We talked for 40 minutes, then we hung up. And I sat there knowing, you don't fix distance like that. I called again, and again. Slowly, something shifted. Not back. We didn't have a back to return to. Forward, into something new, something we'd never built before. Last Christmas, he invited me to visit. I went, stayed 4 days. I had breakfast with Lily every morning, sat on the floor with her, played, did nothing. Just stayed. I cried in the shower every night. Not from sadness, from understanding that it took me 61 years to learn how to be present. Marcus and I talked one night, just the two of us. At one point he said, I used to think you didn't like me very much. And I didn't know what to say, because I don't think it was true. But I understand why he felt it. When you keep choosing other things over someone, you are saying something, even if you never say it out loud. I don't know what we become from here. Maybe something real, maybe not. But I know this. I spent 40 years believing I had time. Time to show up, time to fix it, time to become who I meant to be. None of that time was guaranteed. Not a single day of it. So if there's someone in your life, someone you keep meaning to show up for, don't tell yourself tomorrow. Because here's the part no one warns you about. There comes a point when they stop waiting. They adjust. They move on. They build a life that doesn't need you the way it used to. And when you finally show up, you're not late. You're just no longer needed the same way.